Happy Friday, September 29th here at Big Love Vinyl. We are about to do Friday new arrivals. I'd show you something quickly before we start. This is out our window here at the record shop, and you can see that we have what's called a king tide. Look it up if you don't know what that is, but the water is way up in the marsh here. See if I can zoom out there. You can see it's usually pretty green, and we've got lots of water this morning. King tide here in Oak Island, North Carolina. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do a quick flip of what's, oh, who's this? It's Lionel. We're going to do a quick flip of what was left from last week's Just Arrives. I'm going to move them out, and then we're going to come over here and we're going to do all of these as new arrivals for this week. It's going to be just pre-owned. We call them pre-loved here records. No new sealed vinyl this week to show you. So let's get started. Quick flip here. Warrant, Dire Straits, James Taylor. I'm sorry, that's the Beatles. It fooled me. I was working with James Taylor earlier this morning. All right, Rush. There's Dr. John, some more Rush. This is Jason Isbell. We've got Allman Brothers, Supertramp, Elvis Costello, Doobie Brothers, Tina Turner, Lou Gramm, Georgia Satellites, Jackson's M83, Dashboard Confessional, Dirty Honey, Foreigner, John Fogerty, Eric Clapton, April Wine, Joe Walsh, Neil Young, U2, Scorpions, Squeeze, Jethro Tull, Rick Springfield, Rod Stewart, more Rick Springfield, and Mick Jagger. So this is what's left from last week's new arrivals. So these are going to be put onto the shelves here. They will work their way into our pre-owned sections here. Just 1 second. We're going to clear this section out, which means it's ready for this week. So let me show you what we've got here that's new arriving Big Love Vinyl. Let's start with a doozy. Motley Crue. This is Girls, 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 U.S. pressing 1987. Original press there. That one is $69. Next up is Cheap Trick. This is a great Cheap Trick record. If you haven't heard this, every song is just awesome. One on One, that's $16. We have another Sweet record, Cut Above the Rest. That one is $17. The Rolling Stones, 12 by 5. This is a mono Rolling Stones. That's important to know. If you're a collector, especially looking for a mono copy, this one's $37. And it's in VG Plus condition, which you don't see very much with those records. All right, next up we got Joe Walsh. This is a live record, $10 on the Joe Walsh, followed by a promo copy of Aerosmith, Done with Mirrors. That's $14. Next up is Steve Miller Band, Book of Dreams, $12 on the Steve Miller. We also have the Steve Miller Joker album. That is $14. We restocked some George Thorogood because we just cannot keep George here in the shop. He just goes fast. I don't understand it, but I think it's really cool. $15 on Better Than the Rest. Here's one of my favorite 80s albums, Howard Jones. That's called Humans Lib. $15. Welcome to Conditioning. If you know the record, you'll know what that meant. Till Tuesday, this is Voices Carry. Remember that great video she did. Best of Carly Simon. These go fast. That's $12. Every song is great on that. Another copy of April Wine, Harder, Faster. That's $10. We got a nice copy of the Hooters. The Hooters sell here. I'm not going to say anything more about that. They just do. Hooters sell. $12. And look, it's got the hype sticker. Those first three songs, they were all big hits, and they're all, I believe, on side one. So it's just hit after hit. Copy of Tubular Bells, that's Mike Oldfield, $12. Joe Jackson Night and Day, that is $12. I want to take a minute to just say that every record that you're seeing right now is also on our website. So if you're not local to us, just go to biglovevinyl.com. You can go to the search bar at the top, type in the name of the record, and you should be able to buy these if they're still available. Another Joe Jackson record, that's my favorite of his, that's Body and Soul. It's $15, beautiful copy of that. Another Prince Charming copy. We're seeing more and more of these show up. I got lots of history with this record from high school. $12 on the Prince Charming. Here's Daryl Hall and John Oates, that is Abandoned Luncheonette. If you Google Luncheonette building, you will be able to see that actual luncheonette. It's still around. It's in that field. 17 on the Hall & Oates. Wow, old and in the way. Okay, this is 1985 remastered Electrosound Midwest pressing. Collectors care about that. This is a pricey one because of the pressing and the condition. $75, and that is Mr. Garcia right there, of course. All right, Joe Jackson Band is next. Be Crazy, that's $12. Got a Blues Brothers, that is Briefcase Full of Blues, is $15. Kim Carnes is up next with the hype sticker, and wherever that was sold, look at that. Kim Carnes Mistaken Identity, $12. That does have that huge Betty Davis eyes hit on it. Doobie Brothers, Tulo Street. I've never been able to say that, so that's what it is. Doobie Brothers, $13. Here's a weird one. Bobby Gentry, Glenn Campbell. This was pressed in Taiwan. So how about that? A country record pressed in Taiwan. Wow. $18 on that. Rare Earth in Concert, that's a double LP, the nicest one we've ever seen on the cover. And that is $12. Just $12 for that double Rare Earth album. Pete Townsend, Empty Glass is $10. We've got Blue Oyster Cult, Some Enchanted Evening, which is $12. Another really nice copy of Wings Over America. That's a 3 LP live album for $20. Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run, that is a $15 copy. Simple Minds is next. This is Sparkle in the Rain. That's $12 on the Simple Minds. Got a Heart record called Little Queen. Great album, $12. Heart records are getting harder and harder to find, and I cannot understand why, but they just are. There's Glenn Frey, No Fun Allowed. $10. I have a feeling that was probably a record company message that he was giving. I'm just gonna guess. Traffic on the Road, $10. There's a U2 Joshua Tree. It does say C condition, which means it's got some damage on the cover, but the vinyl is actually in good shape on that. 23 on the Joshua Tree. If you don't care about that, you don't play the cover, is what they say. Elvis Costello, Taking Liberties, that's $14. We also have Get Happy, which is $17. Stars on Long Play is a $7. That will go down on our $7 bins here if it's not purchased out of the Just Arrives. Tina Turner, there's another copy of that. Those have been selling fast here. $18 on the Tina Turner. Here's another $7 record. That's El Coco. I think that's a disco album. Alan Parsons, that's called Eve. $12 on Alan Parsons. Genesis is next. That's Duke. $15 on Duke. Love that album. Nice copy of Young Americans, David Bowie. That's 23 on the David Bowie. Great condition. Got 3 Sly records here. This one's called Small Talk. It's $15. Has the hype sticker on it. There's Fresh, which is $14. And then if you just want to get the greatest hits, that's also $14. Next up is Elton John. That's Caribou. It's $12. We also have the Elton John Friends soundtrack, which is $12. Can't keep these in here either. That's a $22 Police Synchronicity Beautiful condition on that. Got the Guess Who, that's So Long Bannatyne. $10 on the Guess Who. There's an oldie but goodie. Look at this one, the Flamingos Serenade. Gosh, it's mono. I wonder what year that is. I'd have to look it up. It's $27 on the mono Flamingos. Okay, here's a unique one. Check this out. Fleetwood Mac. This is all, the self-titled Fleetwood Mac with a hype sticker that has pink text on it, which you don't see in the US because this is from the Philippines. So there's an import. Someone needs to get that for their collection. I probably should have kept that myself. $25 on that beautiful copy of Fleetwood Mac. Last but not least, 3 Billy Joels. Innocent Man is 11. Piano Man is 15. And Turnstiles is 12. All right. And look, there's always one more Billy Joel, isn't there? There's always one more. $10 for the 52nd Street. Okay, so we filled this up. I'd like to use just a couple of minutes here as we wrap up to show you the bin that I've got right here, which these are all $10 or less. Yeah, sale $10 or less. I'm just gonna flip through these really quick, and if you want to grab any of these, you can go to the website, of course, or just come into the shop here, look for this bin. Let's take a look. Alan Parsons, Asia, The Babies, Pat Benatar, got some duplicates in there. George Benson, Doobie Brothers, Harry Chapin, that is Oscar Brown, Jackson Brown, Chicago, Joe Cocker, Christopher Cross, that's DC Star, that's a picture disc, The Dregs, Dr. Hook, Eagles, Earth, Wind and Fire, ELO, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Exposed, compilation, double LP. There's The Fix, Flock of Seagulls, Steve Hackett, Dan Hartman, Don Henley, Steve Howe, Humble Pie, Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship. There's Billy Joel, Kinks, Julian Lennon, Little River Band, Loverboy, Lucifer's Friend, Barry Manilow, Keith Moon, Motels, Graham Nash, New England, Aldo Nova, Ozark Mountain Daredevils, Quarter Flash, Dolly Parton, Simon and Garfunkel, Frank Sinatra, Squeeze, Steel Breeze, Jim Steinman, Toto, James Taylor, Yes, and Yes. Those are all $10 or less here in the shop and on the website. Simply go to biglovevinyl.com, search for those records. You should be able to find them and buy them. Okay, so happy Friday. Show you something that's new here. We got a funky new groovy lit up sign. Have a great weekend.